Gen Z women really dislike Donald Trump way more than Gen Z men.
I feel like you constantly get beat on, but you're so strong, and you just, like I said, you live for the people. And
let's take a look here.
And it's not good overall. And again, what you see is much more negative among that youngest set of voters here. How about just optimism about the future? Is it there? Is the country going in the right direction or the wrong direction? Again, overall, this is similar to what we had in our own NBC poll a couple months back. Overall, 40 right track, 60 wrong track. Again, more pessimistic Gen Z. Now, where this gets interesting, though, is
I don't find that alarming, because I just think young people might just kind of have a doomer mentality. But the next thing he shows, it starts to get pretty dark.
As I keep saying, Gen Z, more Trump hostile, more anti-Trump. Yeah. There's really part of Gen Z that's powering this and part that isn't. And it has to do with gender. We talk about gender gaps, but look at this, Kristen. Among men in Gen Z, 45-55, Trump's approval rating. That's what we saw with everybody. Among women, that's where he falls off the cliff.
And of course,
Look, that is wild. That's going to have so many societal ramifications. It already is. There's been some talk about this lately. Not that much, but just about how men and women aren't getting together. I think that's part of it. But the fertility numbers are incredibly bad.
From data journalist John Byrne Murdoch at the Financial Times, which apparently illustrates the growing political divide between young men and women in several developed countries.
Not apparently. That's clearly a massive divide. One of the bigger divides in the world right now.
And it's triggered a furious row on social media, with the right blaming the new gender gap on what they see as excesses of identity politics and modern feminism, and the left blaming it on what they see as toxic masculinity and a reactive anti-feminist misogyny.
So the left is just wrong. I mean, are you kidding me? This guy's framing, if you're going to take it, identity politics, modern feminism, of course, toxic masculinity and anti-feminism. That's their rationale. Clown world. Obviously, the right is correct on this one.
Gender gap was so significant in the 2024 election, continues to be an important factor.
And we looked in 24, a lot of folks thought it might be bigger, and it wasn't in the older generations, it was here. And this is what really stands out. It's Gen Z, this side of the gender gap. Women, Gen Z, much more progressive, much more liberal. We're going to see this on issue after issue than any other group.
Much more cringe. I'll just say it. Gen Z women, the stuff they've been saying lately online, it's like just delusional fairy tale zone.
We could set the way for the whole planet by committing to stopping oil.
The problem I have is
it doesn't mean anything. It's just a dumb virtue signal. But that dumb virtue signaling has gotten so powerful in society.
This idea that the one group of people have decided that they are the ones to save the world. I can't afford an electric car. I can't afford a heat pump. Most people can't afford that. It's about ego. There's no doubt that we've had a winter without any protest, but as soon as the sun comes out, it's eco-festival time. And it is a festival. It's a big jamboree. It's let's get on social media. Let's sit down with a placard. Let's advertise to my friends what a great person I am. While the rest, ordinary people who have to go to work, can't get to work.
What's your response? I just can't believe that that's what you're saying.
So no response. There's just, again, like the Gen Z women versus men thing is so powerful. You can't have that many generations in a row like this. You're going to have so much population collapse. Elon Musk has talked about that.
I can't emphasize this enough. There are not enough people. I think one of the biggest risks to civilization is the low birth rate and the rapidly declining birth rate.
But I think that's going to continue to be more of a story in modern politics.
Any generation. So again, looking at Trump's approval rating, this is the percentage of people who approve of his job. And again, look, it's so consistent. Men across these generations, women, it's in the four. Look how much that stands out right there. And this extends to some personality, some issues. Just again, look at this. Do you have a favorable view of the Republican Party? All adults, 44. Gen Z men, it's the same. Look, it falls off a cliff with Gen Z women. Totally different than every other group.
That's just so crazy.
No sex with men, no dating men, no getting married to men, and no having children. These are the things some women in the US are promising to do in response to Donald Trump winning the election. It's inspired by the 4B movement.
If y'all insist on making women...
No, it's inspired by being crazy and wanting attention. It's not inspired by anything.
Second-class citizens, we don't have to give you our body.
4B was started by women in South Korea. It's a feminist idea guided by 4 Korean words beginning with B. Beyond means no heterosexual.
I don't care about this, but like, again, this actually will be a massive problem. It's already actually coming up in politics. The View was discussing some of Trump's potential policies to try to write some of these numbers. I have a low bar for The View, but this, what Whoopi Goldberg says here, is actually despicable.
So as birth rates continue to decline in America, the White House is looking into offering $5,000 cash bonuses, expanded access to IVF, along with other incentives for women to have more babies.
What's wrong with that? The tone right off the bat is disgusting. So condescending. Ugh.
Why? And, okay. I am incredibly insulted by this because clearly they don't know how women's bodies work and they don't know what it costs to raise a child or just have a child.
And then that gets clapped. She said nothing. That gets a clap. The Democrats keep running down this path of get on camera, say something ridiculous, everyone claps. Their Democrats, I think, are going down a dark path, just with like audience capture and pandering to their base.
$5,000? I don't know what $5,000 is supposed to do. And it's not even $5,000 because you have to cut it in half because you got to pay taxes on it.
Yeah. Not everyone's in the top marginal bracket. You're not going to pay 50% on it. Maybe Whoopi Goldberg is. Maybe she lives in, I'm assuming The View is like New York or California. Maybe you got to pay 50% marginal tax at the top. But plus just scoffing at $5K is gross. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen Whoopi Goldberg do. Just this policy of trying to incentivize people to have families is a beautiful thing. And Whoopi Goldberg just condescending and then laughing at the $5,000 figure. This clip makes me sick.
So they're offering you $2,500.
It's not like a lifetime income.
To have a baby. Now, don't forget about all the stuff they've cut.
Right, we have a list of that.
Yes, you have a list.
Yep.
So I'm supposed to say to you all, and are you ready for this?
Yeah.
What do you think of this proposal? Does it address the reasons why perhaps people aren't having children these days? But aren't you excited about it?
Well, I'm not going to.
She didn't say anything. All she did was sit there and say, essentially, I'm rich. I don't think $5K is that much money. And she basically just laughed at the idea of incentivizing family creation.
Trump's handling of DEI we asked about. Again, similar, totally different. Gen Z women, favorable view of Musk. Again, you see it right there. And 2 more, Kristen.
DEI 20. I'll get to the clip in a sec.
Do you agree? There are 2 genders. Big drop off for Gen Z women. And how about this question? Just about.
So this next clip will kind of address the DEI thing and the 2 genders.
How many genders are there?
I feel like there's 2 because like transgender.
No, stop. Don't say that on camera.
Yeah, but I feel like you either switch from a boy to a girl.
No,
like
stop.
Back and forth.
Stop. I feel like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to be, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, but I feel like they switch back and forth. Like I know.
Yeah, but like it doesn't really matter. Like there's like you can be anything you want to be. It doesn't matter. Come on, stop.
All right, I'm sorry.
How many genders?
Look, that clip is incredible. That one woman is so afraid of saying something off base, not woke, on camera. You can tell, stop, don't say it on camera. Petrified. This is leading to so much of this divide. There's just such like a social contagion or whatever in Gen Z women being woke. I have to say whatever I can do to make myself cool. I don't want to be ostracized from the group. The other person, stop. She's so afraid of saying the wrong thing on camera.
Basic attitudes about, are you proud to be an American? Are you only a little or not at all proud? 22% of all adults say that. 22% of Gen Z men, almost double Gen Z women. That is what's powering the liberalism you see among Gen Z.
Look, again, that's not going to work. You can't have that many generations in a row like that. You have to correct this. To be honest, I think it will. I think America will figure this out. It's just there might be a generation in the middle that's cooked. This isn't good. This has to be fixed. I have this video muted because it's just music, but this video 3 days ago, 78K likes. Just a girl who hates Donald Trump. Like, there's just such a massive gender divide. I'm laughing. It's actually not funny, but this TikTok is so stupid.
Fascinating findings, as always. Steve Kornacki, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking.
But anyway, with that said, I'll finish the video. It's thunder and lightning outside. I don't know if you could hear that at all on the mic. But anyway, with that said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Have a great day.